You know what really grinds my gears?
Write this down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog. Hope you're having a pleasant day. It is Monday, January 19th, 2026. And I decided to do a second episode of Write This Down. I know I said I wasn't going to do one until the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl, but I want to do some predictions. I got some more predictions I want to do. It is now the week of the NFL Conference Championship round of the playoffs. 4 teams left. Winners of both games go to the Super Bowl in 3 weeks' time, I believe. First weekend in February. So I will have some predictions for those. I'll have some predictions for baseball. I had a couple I was going to do, and then I forgot. Didn't come around back to it. So I got some predictions for baseball, and then we'll think of some other stuff. But we're going to get into the accountability from the last one. I predicted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 predictions, and only one's come off the board so far, and it wasn't right. We're going to look at those right now. The one lone one that came off the board, I said Kevin Stefanski will be hired as head coach by either the Raiders or the Titans. I was incorrect. He got hired by the Atlanta Falcons. So he is the new coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Nothing else has come off the board, obviously. Mike Tomlin's still looking for a job in media or coaching. Brian Flores is still out there. He's actually interviewing with the Steelers. I still think he's going to go to the Ravens. We'll see. Although that Steelers job would be that'd be a honey of a prediction, but we'll get to that later. The current stats right now, I have no average, so I'm 0 for 1 with no home runs. So I'm doing it as the baseball version of Write This Down instead of football stats. So it's easier for me to keep track of the stats with averages and home runs rather than percentage completions and all that shit and touchdowns. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get into this episode, and I'm going to type these out as we go along so I don't lose track of them. So if you hear me typing, that's why. So let's get into it. Oops.
Write this down.
Right now, first prediction is this is going to be, like I said before, championship weekend, AFC, NFC. And we have the Denver Broncos hosting the New England Patriots. Broncos beat the Bills. I don't think that was legit. I think the Bills got screwed. That interception in overtime. Brandon Cooks caught that ball. He was going down. His knee was down as he had the ball, and then as they're turning around, all of a sudden the defender took the ball out of the guy's hands, and they called an interception. Replays clearly showed Cooks had the ball, had the possession of the ball, had his knee down as the defender was tackling him to the ground. He was down. It should have been called down by contact. They reversed it. They called an interception. Well, they called it an interception to begin with. It stand, and then a couple bogus interference calls set up the Broncos. They kicked the field goal and win to go to the AFC Championship, even though they got to do it without Bo Nix because he supposedly fractured his foot. He's going to have surgery tomorrow, Tuesday, so he's out for the rest of the playoffs. So I think that sets up the Patriots nicely, which brings me to my first prediction here. I think the New England Patriots will upset the Denver Broncos, and I also think the LA Rams will beat the Seahawks in the NFC Championship. So you will have a Super Bowl of New England and Los Angeles Rams, a repeat of many years ago when Brady beat them in the Super Bowl, his first one. So write it down. New England, Los Angeles, Super Bowl. They're going to win this weekend, and they're going to face each other in the Super Bowl. Write it down.
Write this down.
In the last episode, I mentioned that Brian Flores would be hired by the Baltimore Ravens. So with that said, I need to make a prediction on who would replace him. I think it's going to be a hire from within. I think it's going to be a guy that's already on the team, and I believe it's going to be. I believe his name Deontay Jones. He's a former player too, if I'm not mistaken. He is the defensive passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach for the Vikings. Thought he was a linebackers coach, but I think write this down. Datone Jones will be the new defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings. I think that's if and when Brian Flores goes and gets a head coaching job, he's going to take over. They're going to keep it familiar, keep a person in house, and I think that's what's going to happen. So Datone Jones will be promoted to DC for the Minnesota Vikings.
Write this down.
I'm going to get this one on the record before it becomes a final. I think Matthew Stafford will be the MVP, the 2025 or 2026, whatever, this year's MVP, this NFL season. He's going to be in the MVP of the league.
Write this down.
Let's do a NASCAR one here. I think I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to call this, I think, a first-time winner of the Daytona 500 will be crowned at this year's Great American Race. So somebody who's never won it before will win the Daytona 500.
Write this down.
Let's do a WWE one. We have the Royal Rumble coming up over in Saudi Arabia. I think the winner of the men's Royal Rumble is either going to be LA Knight, Gunther, or Braun Breaker. One of those three is going to win the men's Royal Rumble. Write it down.
Write this down.
So this is one I thought of in the last episode when I talked about the Oakland A's and how they're having issues with their name and copyrights. I don't think they're going to get it figured out. I think they're being handcuffed on purpose. I think somebody's a little sore that they're moving out. They've moved out of Oakland, and I think they're just going to continue to be denied for their trademark. So I think the Oakland A's, they're currently the Sacramento A's, the soon to be Las Vegas A's or the Vegas A's or whatever. They're going to change their name. They're going to say F it. They're going to come up with a brand new name. I think when they move into Las Vegas, the franchise will announce a new logo. They'll get a new trademark. It'll be something else. They're just going to say, you know what, F it, whatever. Off the record, I think that will leave it opening for a possible future team to go to Oakland and get the name back. I think Oakland will get a team someday if they get their stadium issues figured out, get the Coliseum replaced, because that was part of the problem, is the Coliseum is a dump. So the Athletics franchise will cease to exist as the Athletics. Upon moving to Vegas, they will get a new logo and mascot.
Write this down.
And then we're going to do a Minnesota Twins one. They've been pretty disappointing since the Pohlads announced they were going to sell the team, and then they weren't going to sell the team, and now they got minor ownership changes. Greg Leopold from the Minnesota Wild, the primary owner of that team, he's a part of the team, along with other people. My prediction, this is further out into the future, but I just got a feeling once that debt's paid off and the team becomes, they're going to be up to be sold again, and I think Craig Leopold will emerge as the new majority owner of the Minnesota Twins. I think he's gonna invest more into the team, buy out the Pohlads, get them out of town, and he will become the new majority owner of the Twins. I think they can do it. I think the NHL governors, the owners are called governors. I think that's basketball too. I could be wrong. It might be just basketball. I think it's NHL too. But the governors are owners. I think they're allowed to own other sports teams that are not in the NHL. I'm not sure. I know one of those I know one of those leagues don't allow it, but I think the NHL does. I could be wrong, but I think I would assume since he's already a minority owner of the Twins that he could become a full length majority owner. So I think that's what's going to happen. Greg Leopold will eventually become majority owner of the Minnesota Twins, and I'm going to put an end date of spring training 2028 because I believe with the impending lockout in 2027, if it's out the whole year, the Twins saving money from not paying their players, that's going to help money. And if they can invest other money and get money in to pay off that debt, which is about $500 million, if they can get back in the black, I think that's when you're going to see the Pohlads sell the team, and then Leopold will jump in and buy the team. So that's it for now. We'll do another one after the Super Bowl. Now that I got the Super Bowl locked in, we got Patriots and Rams is my prediction. So hopefully by then, more of these predictions I made last episode and this one will be decided. So that's it for now. Before I end this episode, I wanted to go back to episode I did a few episodes ago where I talked about Adam the Woo. He passed away on January 22nd, and he was the inspiration for this vlog that I started in early 2018. I've been doing it ever since, and I've been following him well over a decade, and I want to continue doing this vlog because of Adam, even though I don't do what he did, and that's go travel and go visit, attractions and all that stuff. I just do a sports vlog and life in general and do my videos for my gaming, but I want to do something as a tribute to Adam. I don't want people to think I'm just stealing it just to use it myself. I want to do it because I wanted to do it as a tribute to Adam. So I'm going to kind of take and borrow and use one of his liners that he's used. I might use 2 liners of his that he's used in his vlogs that since he started many, many years ago, and just kind of keep it going as a tribute to him and just a little salute to him and how much he will be missed. So you're going to notice me using some of his liners a couple times, and maybe some other ones too that he's got to know over the years. But you'll definitely notice that. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm intending to use some Adam the Woo liners, and that's a tribute to him and everything he's meant to the vlogging world, to me, and to everybody else in the world. And he is missed. And it's been almost a month now since he's been gone. So if you like this episode, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out with future events, upgrades to the channel, you can visit my Patreon, or you can drop something in the old Cash App. You don't have to help, but any help is greatly appreciated. Till next time, peace out, and the vlog is over.